Bradley Chubb has signed an extension with the Miami Dolphins worth $119 million, $63.2 million of that guaranteed. Obviously, this is a conversation that had to have happened before the trade was made from the Broncos to the Dolphins. Remember, when he got traded from the Broncos to the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill was playing Fortnite live on Twitch. He was about to grab a big, fat, blow-up pig to drop into an island to kill other cartoon characters, I guess.
Nailed it.
I don't know. It sounds like a blast. Sounds like a good time. He did an evil laugh. Welcome to Miami, Chubb. They pay Tyreek Hill. They have Waddle on the team. Those are two elite players. They have Tua, who seemingly can make that team much better. Yeah. Now they're investing on the defensive side as well in a big way. Darius Butler, you are obviously a Miami Dolphins fan. Always have been, always will be. Sure. Chubb coming down, what does that do for that defense? Extending him to a long-term deal before he's even played a single down for you. Much like what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson. Yeah. However that's going to work out. Has happened in the past where it's worked. But this is an interesting move. I assume this was a part of Chubb's requests. And what does this do for the Dolphins defense, you think?
We did it on offense with Tyreek, brought him over, paid him. It had to do it with Chubb, too. This is a premium position. He's obviously a young player going into his prime, and he's going to help the whole team, help that defense tremendously, man. Tua's been doing his thing, obviously, but those receivers, Chubb, man, Wilson, got Wilson, too, the running back, so making moves. Man.
I think the Dolphins are moving. They are moving. They're spending. Stephen Ross, what do you make, $50 million or whatever on that F1 race he had down there?
He said he made more than he would have made all season from that one weekend.
So probably quite a bit.
So more than that.
More than 50 for sure.
Like $500 million.
Yeah, Jesus.
Chris Greer, man, GM, Woodland Dillon. He caught a lot of heat, obviously letting B-Flow go.
And Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah, that came after that. But, he's turned those 3 first-round picks now into Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and now Chubb. So,
and that's what Trey Lance was drafted for with the Niners. And who knows how that story ends? Honestly.
Yeah.
Who knows how the Trey Lance story ends, where it ends, how it ends, we don't have a clue. But the Dolphins have certainly flipped those picks into great moves. And in the great moves, they paid the money. I guess they paid Tyreek Hill, too, before he even took it down. So this is the Dolphins saying, hey, we need a game wrecker on offense. We need a game wrecker on defense. We're going to pay him. Stephen Ross says, here's the cash. You can use a little cash over cap, 60-some million. Stephen Ross is going to have to put that money into escrow. Who knows how much is in signing, how much is in salary. I'm happy for Chubb getting out of that Broncos organization, getting down to Miami, a team that seems to be a contender. And that AFC East better look out, huh?
Yeah.
AFC East better look out, Ty.
Yeah. So you think the Broncos were just never going to give him this money then? Like, it makes no sense. They just drafted him in, the top 5 a couple years ago. Like, and they're this.
So this is always the move, right? If it's a high draft pick going into the final year of their contract, and they don't see a future with said player right now, the move has been, we'll trade him because we're not going to pay him. It's like, well, you still don't get him for a year. Like, you're kind of just – I think that's not really being talked about. They're always like, well, we don't want to pay him. Like Chase Claypool, there's going to be a conversation about money at some point. Who else? Somebody else got traded with 1 year left. Hawkinson just got traded with 1 year left on a contract after this year. And everybody's like, well, the Lions don't want to pay him. The Lions don't want to pay him. It's like, you still have him on your team. Like, he's still on your team. I don't
Young, too, going into his prime. Like, I mean, I'm of the thought I'm paying those players.
Yeah.
Especially at certain positions. Pass rusher, you pay a pass rusher.
So what do you think?
Tight end, more of a little question there, but
I don't think in the modern NFL, I think tight end's a good position. If you have a game changer, I think so. But pass rusher always going to be the deal. Yeah. Why do you think just they have that much of a disagreement on their scouting on how effective or how important a player is? Like, how come one team won't pay a guy that isn't that good, and then another team that is good will pay the guy? Like, is it a difference in opinion? Is it pretty basic on who can play, who can't play, or why do you think sometimes this happens?
It's just situational, I guess, and they know they don't have to make Surtain the highest paid corner in the league. They just paid Justin Simmons, their safety, I believe, coming in this year maybe or last year. So just gave a shit ton of money to Russ. So they've invested in other positions. Maybe they feel like they can draft another one. These pass rushers, it was a day where the premium pass rushers didn't really leave. They didn't hit free agency. Like, they got franchise tag or they got paid. So it is surprising to see Chubb be able to walk out of that building.
Just players going from a bad organization that says we won't pay you to not saying the Broncos. I'm saying this has happened. This is like the Lions with Hawkinson, who's young, trying to build, very good, very talented. Hasn't really said much at all. No. First thing he said with the Vikings, like, I'm looking forward to win some games. Haven't been able to say that for a while. Hilarious. This guy probably would have been good. He's been very quiet, I think. But the Lions are saying, like, no, we're not going to pay him a year from now, I guess, whenever we have to pay him. But the Vikings are saying, Okay, we will. We got to pay Justin. I just don't, and that's in the division. I don't understand the mindset of some of these people. I don't get it.
Is it because
Do you win like general manager clout points if you make like a smart, like you traded, oh, you didn't have to pay him, and you got a third in return.
Wow.
Hey, that's good general manager clout points. Like, are we trying to win a fucking Super Bowl, or are we trying to get some clout points amongst other general managers who are going to judge us?
the only way I can wrap my head around it is that the Broncos think that paying him and keeping them on the roster isn't going to get them playoff wins or Super Bowl because they saw how bad Russ is and they're stuck with him for the next 5 years. And the Lions are thinking the same exact thing.
Oh, you
with
think the
their
Broncos
team.
are rebuilding? 5-year rebuild.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to take the next 5 years as an L.
Fire this coach.
Get Surtain out of here next. We would like him to be left to the Indianapolis Colts this offseason,
Well-
please. Yeah.
Please.
Surtain probably won't.
Like the Lions are like, oh, we got 1 win with Hawkinson. What are we going to have without him? 0? Like, there's a big difference.
Yeah, the Lions thing makes no sense too because the GM came out and was like, "Hey, if we were 6-1, we would still trade T.J. Hawkinson. This has nothing to do with our record."
Hey, him coming out and saying that, Foxy, did you think to yourself, oh, we fucking stink?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
we thought the culture was
Obviously.
changing.
Right.
So
we
dumb.
fucking stink whenever that guy said that.
I knew he would say something like that, as he should say something like that. And also, like, a lot of Lions fans are saying my take was bad, that we should keep Hawkinson. Like, yeah, at what point are you going to not pay players? Like, you have to pay someone.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, when he's up,
Hell
are we not going to pay him?
Nope.
No, you gotta
Sewell,
get rid of
when
him.
he's up, are we not going to pay him? Like,
Nope.
you got to start paying
Hell
good
no.
fucking
No,
players.
no point.
I don't understand
Why
it.
would
We're
you?
always
Go
going to
win,
be
man.
bad.
Go win.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, this
Proud
is
of
what
you.
this is the GM Brad Holmes' second year there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same as MCD.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a GM, the more good players I can, like that's a
And he's a
potential-
Rams guy,
that's
too.
a top 5 guy, like.